I'm Joey,
I'm Jason.
and this is Metal
Monster
Review. Today, we are going back to the 80s. What the fuck you thinking? I know. We've heard this all before. But we are going back to 1984, and we are discussing Friday the 13th, the final chapter, also referred to as Friday the 13th, Part 4. This was supposed to be the final movie. I know, the final movie in the Friday the 13th series. And being that this was originally supposed to be the last one, it was going out with a fucking bang. Jason, would you like to talk a little bit about Friday the 13th, Part 4?
Yeah, Part 4, it continues the thing where you start it. It gives you a little recap of what happened in the last one. So they thought they killed him in the last one, but he don't die that easily.
No, not at all.
Ends up they take him to the morgue, but he's not. Speaking of that morgue, did you notice the one scene where the coroner slides him into the thing? You can actually see some of the breath coming out of the mouth.
Actually, yes, I did.
I just noticed that the first time when I rewatched it.
I did kind of notice that. We have a different actor playing Jason in this one here. We have a Ted White playing, who I was totally cool. I loved his performance as Jason Voorhees here. And you have some really grisly death scenes here. And especially as you mentioned the morgue. Now, look, we'll keep the spoilers to a bare minimum for you on this review. We'll do the best we can. But there are some really graphic, cool fucking death scenes in this movie for sure. And one is as soon as he escapes from the morgue.
Yeah.
When he ends up killing the coroner.
Yeah, they sort of, once again, they like abandoned the camper theme here.
Yeah.
There's no campers. We get like a group of teens renting like a summer rental house for the weekend in Crystal Lake.
Yeah, staying up there over the weekend for Crystal Lake. And now we have a new character here, and it's something new to the franchise. We actually have somebody who is actually hunting Jason Voorhees, because in a previous movie, Jason killed his sister, and he is out for vengeance, and this guy's name is Rob, I believe.
Yeah.
And things don't work out well for our friend Rob.
No, it doesn't.
And one of the most comical lines, would you like to? I know you're dying to do this.
He's killing me! He's killing me! My God, he's killing me!
Overacting at its fucking finest.
I tell you what, if a psycho ever breaks into my house to kill me, I think I'm going to do that. Just imagine what the person would think.
You're just sitting back scratching, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Stabs,
calling out the obvious, you know?
Stabs me. Oh, he's killing me!
You know, I mean, just calling out the obvious here, I guess, you know. But so Jason's running amok here, killing everybody that, you know, that it pretty much crosses his path. And some scenes that really stand out with me, as we mentioned, Rob there in that iconic scene, he's killing me. There was another really cool death scene here, and it takes place in a kitchen while somebody's looking for a corkscrew.
That's my favorite kill scene in the movie.
Yes, Crispin Glover yelling for his buddy, Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew? Well, he gets the corkscrew, you know what I mean? And it was just a really cool scene. And I just love how they made Jason look. Matter of fact, the whole concept of this here, I love the artwork here. I kind of like this a lot too. And of course, I've made reference to this NECA figures. And just, I love how they made Jason look here and got some really cool stuff from the movie here. So this was a cool one, and I love the chase scenes and everything here, and the character development. We have Corey Feldman, who now we are introduced to Tommy Jarvis, which in the next few films of the series, we deal with Tommy Jarvis and his relationship really with Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, speaking of the looks of Jason, one thing I really dug was like the battle wound from his mask. From the third one, he got the axe to the head. Mm-hmm. So his mask still has that cut in there.
Yes, and that is definitely cool. That definitely stayed there.
One thing I thought was a little weird though with the Jason design is when he was supposedly killed in the third one, he didn't have fucking Freddy Krueger fingernails.
Yeah.
The one scene in the movie, you can really see it when he grabs somebody. He got these big freaking meat cleaver hooks for his fingernails. Like, what?
He does. Yes, I definitely noticed that. I'm like, well, I mean,
still, I was just a stupid little question. Like, what happened to your fingernails, Jason?
but as we've discussed before, in each Friday the 13th movie, Jason looks different in each one. You know, compared to part 2, he had the beard and long hair.
I know.
Part 3, he was taller, shaved, had a haircut. And this one, he doesn't take care of his fingernails. You know what I mean? We got to talk some personal hygiene here, I guess.
I noticed he made a lot of grunting noises in this one too. A couple of times. You hear him.
You know, yes, but I definitely heard that. But this is a cool movie, though, for sure. And like I said, the gore factor's up there. Great special effects, and I believe this was Tom Savini on this one.
Yeah, I think he came back because he was told this is the last one, and he wanted to come back to do the farewell to it. But
well, and according in the next review, you know, we know this is not the end. But this is a cool movie to check out for sure. And I'm trying to keep the spoilers to a minimum here. Because if you haven't seen this one, I say definitely check this one out. I mean, I love Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Another cool scene, though, is another reason why white people shouldn't dance.
The Crispin Glover dance. YouTube that if you haven't seen the movie. You know what I mean? I'll base all my dance moves off of that. You know what I mean?
I was just, what the hell is that guy thinking?
You know that. Like, what the fuck's he doing? Is he having a seizure? I love it, though. I don't care. You know what I mean? He made it work. I couldn't go out and do that. You know what I mean? But he could pull it off. What the fuck was that? You know what I mean? I don't fucking know. But, I mean, he could probably pull that off. I couldn't. Hey, I heard this, though, that fun fact, and I don't know if this is true or not, but the original song that he was going to dance to was AC/DC's Back in Black.
I didn't know that.
And I don't know if they could get the rights to it or whatever. Now that could be hearsay horse shit, you know, just an old wise tale. But can you imagine how much different that would sound and look if that's what, you know, AC/DC was playing in the background of that?
I don't want to give away every death scene, but another cool death scene I thought was cool was Paul with the harpoon to the crotch area.
Yeah. That was cool. There is one more I do want to make reference to. You had the one guy there in the shower, and he's, you know, his girlfriend got him left, and he thought his buddies were messing with him by turning out the lights and everything. And all of a sudden, you see there comes that hand through the shower and just smashes his face into the ceramic shower tile wall, and it's just a really cool effect.
Another scene I thought was funny was like over exaggerated. When Tina got thrown through the window and landed on the car, like all the fucking windows like, blew out. Like, Jesus Christ, she wasn't that heavy.
No. I mean, but I guess how far was she up? You know what I mean? She was on the second floor. I mean, you know, determining the impact, you know, it's, I don't know. I mean, how high was she up? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that may have been a little bit over exaggerated. I agree with you there. But I'd say definitely check this one out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, were these places like on Crystal Lake, or was it like near the vicinity of it?
I want to say you were still on the vicinity of Crystal Lake, but it's never really elaborated in this one. As we mentioned, like part 2, they're kind of off the beaten path a little bit. You're still along Crystal Lake, but you're at some other campsite not far from Crystal Lake. Part 3, we were at Higgins Haven, which is nowhere near Crystal Lake, to my understanding. And now I guess we've gone back towards Crystal Lake.
And I don't know if Jason's leaving the morgue and trying to get back home, and this happens to cross through this little area and then butchers everybody.
Do you think his shack from part 2 was still in the woods, and maybe that's where he was heading to?
Possibly.
And everybody just got in his way.
Oh,
I mean, we could psychoanalyze this, you know that. You know what I mean? We could sit here and talk about this and really analyze it.
Another little cool thing in that movie, when the group of teens are heading into place, they're lost looking at the map. They happen to park right next to the cemetery. They look over, and it has his mom's grave over there. It
says Pamela Voorhees. Matter of fact, back to the NECA figure. You guys can see that. There's a little tombstone. And it says Pamela Voorhees. And that's pretty cool because I like that you mentioned that because that little detail is in there. So, but as you mentioned before, they were going out all guns blazing here, but money talks, bullshit walks. And the fans wanted more. And as we're going to get into for the next review, a new beginning.
Yeah, it's pretty decently paced movie. Start out with action. We might have a couple slow spots, but for all, it's a pretty fast paced movie.
It really is. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not going to get bored with this. You know what I mean? By any means. And like I said, I love, you know, the look of Jason in this one. You're right. It is kind of fast paced. You're not going to get bored with it. It's got great practical effects. It's just got a kind of like a creepier tone too. You know what I mean? So, as I mentioned, I would definitely recommend this one. Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add about Friday the 13th, the final chapter? Something I didn't think of.
I mean, comparing it to the last one we reviewed, I connected more with some of the characters in the third one than this one. But it was still good. But
yeah.
To me, I think
I see what you mean. Maybe some of the characters had a little more personality.
Yeah.
Compared to this one, for sure.
I mean, I did like Teddy with his little fuck computer.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, and like I said, we didn't have that in the last one. We didn't have a corkscrew, you know.
But my God.
Harpoon to the groin.
Watching these movies, man, I just can't think of what half these men were thinking of all these booty shorts. My God.
It was the 80s and maybe they were cool. I don't know.
I mean, I was young in the 80s, but I would never want to put on booty shorts.
No, I get it.
I mean, it might have been like an older 80s kid thing, but they were hoping a nutsack would slip out or something, but I never got that.
You know. No, I get it. Oh, man. Well, in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to Metal and Monster Reviews. I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review.